outside of like Fulci. They got maggots crawling on them and worms and shit, and they just look like they were dug right out of the ground. So definitely recommend Burial Ground. And then we have a classic here from Peter Jackson, back when he made horror movies. Bad Taste. Excellent movie. Way ahead of its time for sure. As far as the gore department goes. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Blood and Black Lace with Mario Bava again. Pretty much the Giallo that started it all. I know The Girl That Knew Too Much, I think, was the first official Giallo. Italian Giallo. But Blood and Black Lace, the whole mentality of the killer with the mask and the knife and the glove, that all came from Blood and Black Lace. Mario Bava wrote the book on that. And of course, everyone knows Giallo came from those yellow Italian crime novels. There's a great documentary that I'll show at some point called something History of the Giallo or something. Severin put it out. It's a great documentary if you ever want to learn more about movies like this. Highly recommend that. But Blood and Black Lace, definitely a great film. You have a David Lynch classic here, Blue Velvet. Dennis Hopper going completely fucking insane. Can't go wrong. Here's kind of a rare one no one really talks about. Back from Hell. It's a shot-on video film, but it's done right. It really is. It was a good release from Massacre Video. I enjoyed this one. Definitely a homage to Evil Dead. I really enjoyed this one, Back from Hell. It was actually a pleasant surprise. I was surprised so much I actually enjoyed that one. Oh, here's a really good modern one here. Everyone should see. The Barge People. Oh, such a fucking great modern horror film. Such a great fucking movie. I got cannibalism with a little bit of Hills Have Eyes thrown in with psychological horror, shitload of gore. Unbelievable. I absolutely love The Barge People. The setting, the atmosphere with and of course the score, just amazing. The Barge People. I would say The Barge People is probably a modern day classic. We'll be talking about that one in years to come, I think. Larry Fessenden Beneath. I really enjoyed this one about a killer fucking fish and a bunch of assholes on a fucking canoe in the middle of the lake that all turn on each other, and it's a survival story. And this fish he means business, man. He wants to eat everybody. It's a great movie, all practical effects. If you're a fan of Jaws and movies with real practical effects, sea creatures, I highly recommend Beneath. That's a great film. That one slipped my radar for the longest time, but I discovered it, and I really was a pleasant surprise. Here's a great rape revenge movie called Bedeviled. Excellent. I think this is a Korean horror film. I know it's an Asian horror film, but yeah, this is a great one. Bedeviled. Check that one out. What she uses that it's like for definitely got to stick around for that. Get the unrated version, of course. This is the only movie I've ever seen where they actually use a real tiger. Two people trapped in a house with a tiger. Yeah, it seems like a recipe for disaster, and it is. But they use a real tiger, and there's a storm outside, and I believe the kid has autism or something, and it's just there's so much going on. It's a great film. Excellent movie, Burning Bright. There's another really good werewolf movie, Bad Moon. I really enjoyed this one. One of my favorite werewolf movies. And I'm so glad Scream Factory puts this one out. Excellent movie. The scene with the dog and the werewolf fighting is just... It's definitely... That's a classic scene for sure. Bad Moon. The Bay. This one was good. I enjoyed this one. I'm not a biggest fan of found footage films, but this one really got it right, I thought. Excellent movie, The Bay. Actually, kind of creepy because I think some of this shit actually could happen with like water contamination and like you never know, man. What's in that water? Blood Ceremony. This is a really good one in Mondo Macabro. Um, the Elizabeth Bathory story, basically. The same director, Georgie Guerrero. I know I've butchered his name. I'm sorry. He's the same guy that did Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. He was a great director. But Blood Ceremony, yeah, great movie. Right out, make a good double feature with like Countess Dracula or something. It's kind of a funny one here. Bag Boy Lover Boy from Severin. Yep. This one was out there for fans of trash, and I don't mean trash in a bad way, but like type of cinema like that, a lot of nudity and just really fucked up shit. Check out Bag Boy Lover Boy. Hey, hilarious too. There's some hilarious scenes in this movie. Bag Boy Lover Boy. I loved it. Here's another really good modern one I saw. The Beach House. Really good H.P. Lovecraft style of filmmaking for sure. These Shudder originals, just some of these are just amazing. Like The Dark and the Wicked, that was probably my favorite. Terrified was amazing. They really make some good stuff. The Shudder. Beach House. We have Bram Stoker's Dracula. I like this movie. I remember when it first came out. I remember that video game it came with, yeah, I remember there was a fucking video game. I always would get that at the video store. Yep, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Good movie. Anthony Hopkins is great in it. As a Psycho Van Helsing. Oh, yeah. Blood-Sucking Freaks. Joel M. Reed. Yeah, here's a classic. Well, I don't know about classic. Yeah, it's a classic. Fuck it. It's a classic from Troma. This movie is so great. I forget what the midget's name is. Oh, God, what is the midget's name? Oh, I'm totally don't remember. Sorry, but that midget is awesome in this movie. Sorry, little person. Lloyd Kaufman kind of distances himself from this movie. He even said that in many interviews. I think it's a great movie. Blood-Sucking Freaks. That's a good date movie. Show your girlfriend that one. Black Death. Oh man, this is such a brutal movie. And of course it's based on true case. Just amazing. Sean Bean, yeah, he really was good in this. Excellent movie, Black Death. Definitely kind of like a Witchfinder General, Mark of the Devil feel to it, but brought it into modern times. They little fucking bastards and Bloody Birthday, these little psychotic little motherfuckers. They were all born on the same day. Good movie. I wish they would have. I wish I had. I do have the VHS somewhere with that awesome cover art with the cake and the blood and shit, but yeah, this is just like a cheap version. I know it has a better Blu-ray release. I probably should upgrade because I really do like this movie. But I do remember that nostalgic cover with the cake. Great movie. Great Killer Kids movie. One of the best. There are little bastards in that movie for sure. Okay. Yeah, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Excellent movie. I think this has kind of become a cult modern classic. I hear it on so many people's lists, and rightfully so. It's a great film. Excellent movie. One of the best giallos ever fucking made. The Black Belly of the Tarantula. Oh my god, this is such a great giallo. So original. They just don't make movies like this anymore. They are just unbelievable cinematography, amazing score. I think Morkinen did the. Yeah, Eno Morak, rest in peace as well. Great composer. Black Billy the Tarantula, excellent movie. I'm sorry if I butchered his last name wrong. I'm not the best with last names. The Black Scorpion, yeah, this is always a fun one. Stop motion animation with such an art. Ray Harryhausen style stuff. Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love it. The Black Scorpion. Such a great classic 50s giant scorpion movie. Loved it. Atomic Age type stuff. I love it all. Speaking of Atomic Age, too, here we go. The Brain That Wouldn't Die. This is one of the. This is a movie. When you think about that end part where that monster comes out of the door and rips that dude's fucking arm off, I think that was pretty gory for its time. I mean, we're talking, what the fuck, 62, so this is a year before Blood Feast. And, that's a pretty hairy scene for an audience back then, I think, when the scientist gets his arm ripped off. Yeah, it's a good movie. I like it. The Brain That Wouldn't Die, that's a classic. And we have The Burrowers, another example of an amazing Western horror movie. Excellent, loved it. Heard about this one through Rue Morgan. I'm really glad I did, because that really was a good movie. And the last of the Bees for now. This is only part 1 or 2, depending on how many videos I gotta make here. We have the mighty Boris Karloff in Black Sabbath, another Mario Bava film. What can be said about the story of The Drop of Water? That is one of the most terrifying short ever made. One of the best anthology horror films ever made. The corpse is so fucking creepy. You watch that shit at night, with all the lights off and shit, that fucking corpse will put some color in your shorts, let me tell you. That's a fucking creepy segment. So, the best for last, Black Sabbath right there. Well, I guess that's it for now. That's definitely a part of many. I do have many more Bs, so I will get into those ASAP whenever time allows. But just want to say thank you all very much for watching and subscribing to my channel. I always appreciate it, and definitely will be doing some more cool shit in the future. And I got a lot of stuff to go through. I got like 2 more rooms of shit, so these are going to be many videos of all the movies. But just got some new shelves and just putting them all up and trying to arrange shit alphabetical order. So it's definitely a process. But thank you all very much. This is Skid Gore. Y'all take care. Gore forever.